going live, and you are looking live at Sold Out MetLife Stadium, where today the 16-0 and playoff-bound New York Giants will be taking on the 0-16 Dallas Cowboys. Why is Dallas Cowboys 0-16? Because they suck. Welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody out there all going to spend a little time with me here tonight? Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. It really means the world to me. Or anybody spends any time at all watching a review of this or the replay of this, thank you so much. Every view really helps me out. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight. As I always do, try to shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes. A lot of times it goes a lot longer than 30 minutes, but I always try for at least 30 minutes. Anybody got anything to say? Just please feel free, throw it in the chat box. I check on the chat box like every 5 or 10 minutes or so, right? So anything that really gets put in there, as soon as I see it, I try to respond to it as fast as I can. So please feel free, fire away. Sometimes it's just nice to have a little conversation with somebody talking Giants football, especially now that the season's over with. Keep the feeling going, keep the excitement going. So please feel free, fire away. Before I get started, anybody want to help support my channel? It would mean the absolute world to me. In the description box below, the top link, it takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. The first one's called the Saquon. The second one's called the Lawrence Taylor. And the third one's called the Gridiron. Each one has their own little perks to them. There's loyalty badges. There's 8 loyalty badges. Now, each loyalty badge is a different Giants helmet. Now, the older the Giants helmet is, okay, the longer you've been a supporter of my channel. Now, you get the leather helmet associated with your name. You've been a supporter of my channel for a long time. Then there's 4 emojis, all right, which you get to use. You can use it either in the chat box or in the making a comment, I guess. Eventually, there will be a 5th one coming out, but right now there's 4 of them. I had them made up on Fiverr, all right, the emojis. Every time I look at it, they crack me up. They're pretty fucking funny. So as I said, anybody wants to help support my channel, it would mean the absolute world to me. Then also, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please go down, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. That way, next time I go live, you'll be notified. And hey, it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? Right now, I'm up to 5,442 subscribers. What the hell did I start the day off of it? 5,412. So I've gone up 30 subscribers today. I've been going it's just simply amazing because ever since the season, the Giants season's been over with, okay? I'm still going up like 20, 30 or so subscribers a day, and the day's not even over with yet. The YouTube day doesn't end until I think it's like 3 o'clock in the morning because I guess they're out in California or whatever it is. So I got a good chance of getting well over 30 subscribers today, which is absolutely fantastic. A few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I guess it was, I reached the 5,000 subscriber mark. Absolutely incredible. Fantastic. Now I'm almost at 5,500. I mean, the way this is going, what do we got? Monday, Tuesday. By the end of Tuesday, the way it's going, I should be close to almost 5,500 subscribers, if not there. So please, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon, and that way you'll be notified next time I go live or put out a video. And then finally, also in the description box below, okay, there's 2 Facebook links, okay. One takes you to my group. It's a Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. All right. My YouTube channel, my Facebook group, and the Facebook page is all basically called New York Giants, the Gridiron. I just try to keep it that way because I'm a moron like me can keep everything. I can easily remember everything, right? So basically, it's all called the same. But with the group, okay, right now we have over 2,100 members in there. I try to put, at least 10 different. Whatever, between like a post, a picture, something like maybe a video, maybe something with some stats on it or something every day, at least 10. And I said, not only do I do that, but if you become a member, you can post stuff in here as well too. So I said, so not only am I putting stuff in at least 10 different things every day in the group, but the members are posting stuff in there as well too. So if you go there and you become a member, there's a ton New York Giants stuff going in there every day. And then the second link, the second Facebook links takes you to my page. Okay, so New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's all called the same thing. It's a page. So I'm the administrator. I'm the only one to basically post anything in there. But right now we got 578 people who like it and over 2,100 people who are following it. And it's the same thing. Every day, okay, I put stuff in there. I try to put like at least 10 different things in there every day. Now, whether whether it's just a picture, I put a video in there, a post. I got a Uncle Rico in here. He's got his headband on. He's got his orange van in the background. He's getting ready to throw a football over the mountain. Just a picture with some stats in it. There's another picture here with Mario Manningham, Hakeem Nicks, and Victor Salsa Man Cruz. So all kinds of stuff in there. So if you go in, and you like it, okay, and you become a follower of the page, and you go to the group and you become a member. Between the two, there's a ton of New York Giants information every day. All right, and if you're not satisfied, as I always say, if you're not satisfied, you get your money back guaranteed. So what do you got to lose, huh? All right, well, all that stuff out of the way. I did a video on this last year too. I mean, about with all these mock drafts and everything. And the one thing, like especially like last year, okay, you could kind of, if you really wanted to narrow it down, you could, with the Giants picking number 5 and number 7, right? I mean, you can kind of, if you really wanted to, narrow it down, you'd have a chance, at maybe getting both picks. You could say if this happened and then that happened, then, the Giants, there's a chance the Giants could get Kayvon and maybe, but you don't know if they would take Neal first, right? And then maybe, hopefully go to try to get Kayvon at number 7, or do I want to take Kayvon first and hopefully Neal's still there at number 7? So what if the Giants are picking like when they pick Saquon, right? I mean, you could, I was right. They picked Saquon. Okay, congratulations. They're picking number 2. Okay, you can kind of, but when they pick maybe in the top 10, you got chances, maybe being right, or some of these experts being right. Or heck, hey, who knows? Maybe one of these experts winds up picking number 25 right for the New York Giants. But I mean, don't try to get too carried away. I mean, Mel Kiper coming out with, it's that too. I mean, you got these draft experts, which don't get me wrong. All right. It's what they do for a living. They do a phenomenal job. I mean, Mel Kiper knows everything about everybody. Coming out, I get it. I understand. He knows how many pairs of sneakers the guys have. He knows how many cups of coffee the guy drinks. He knows if he takes vitamins. He knows if he picks his nose. He knows everything about. I get it. That's their job. That's their life. That's what they do. They know a trillion times more than I'm ever going to know. So I'm never, ever going to try to pretend that I know more than they do or anything like that. But I mean, they'll have like mock draft like 1.0, right? And then, if you're a Giant fan, obviously, what do? You go there, you're number 25. Oh man, we're taking this. Whew, yeah, we got the wide receiver, baby. We got the Njigba from Ohio State. Yes. And then mock draft 2.0 comes out from the same guy, and we're taking we're taking a guard. And then mock draft 3.0 comes, we're taking a wide receiver, we're taking a different wide receiver. And then mock draft 4.0, then mock draft 75.0 comes out. It's like, try not to get too carried away with everybody and their grandmom has a mock draft, right? I don't know if anybody says they have, they're lying. Meaning, if anybody's ever said, okay, they've had every pick correct in round 1 of an NFL draft, they're lying. All right, you probably have a better chance, honestly, of winning a lottery than of being able to predict every pick 1 through 32 of an NFL draft. It's, I mean, it might almost be to try to pick the final 64. You fill in the, March Madness. I mean, how freaking believable is March Madness? Absolutely freaking amazing. One of the greatest sporting, not events, tournaments / events, however you want to put it, in the world. I mean, there's some of them. I mean, are absolutely unbelievable. But March Madness is up there. But it's like trying to fill in your brackets and all that. St. Mary's School of the Blind beats Villanova. Boom, there goes your bracket. You're screwed because you had Villanova going to the final 64. They lost in the first round. Boom, you're screwed, right? But I mean, it's the same thing with the draft. I mean, everybody's got a different, a different guy picking the Giants, and especially going number 25. You know how hard it is to try to. I mean, we can kind of narrow it down. The Giants need wide receiver. The Giants, maybe some inside linebacker help, right? Some interior offensive line help. I haven't seen anybody. I did see somebody with taking inside linebacker, but that was about a week or so ago. I got some of these mock drafts up here now, okay, and you got almost everybody. I mean, a lot of them have the Giants taking obviously wide receivers, okay, right. But I mean, a lot of them have the Giants taking different wide receivers. Now, let's go Ed Valentine. Let's go to him. He got smart, really good, very knowledgeable, knows a lot more than I know or I'm ever going to know about the draft and all that stuff. I don't, there's only so much time in the day. I don't break down the film of all the draft prospects and stuff like that. I don't have that. I don't have that time. I don't do that. Not going to do that. Okay. So Ed Valentine is very, very good. So Ed Valentine, okay, he's up to his second mock draft already. Ed Valentine mock draft 2.0 says the Giants get offensive line help in the first round. Then in the second round, wait, is this the tight end? Is this the one with the tight end? Yeah. Oh yeah. No, actually, I like this one. I'll tell you what. I'll be. The first 3 picks, I think he's just got 3 picks. I am thrilled. I would love this. The problem is I don't know if O'Cyrus Torrence, the guard from Florida, is going to make it to number 25. But that's who he has, Ed Valentine. He has the Giants taking O'Cyrus Torrence, the guard from Florida, at pick 20. As I said, I don't know if he's getting that far. The guy is like the best guard. I mean, obviously everybody, puts, values, I mean, Joe Shane said the same thing. You want, you got to put the value, the positional value and like a market value and all that. But I mean, each spot is, obviously a tackle is more important than a guard. An edge rusher is more important than a guard. A cornerback, a quarterback is so much more important. But I mean, he's a good guard. I said, for him to go to number 25, you don't know. You don't know. The one thing is that there's like 4 quarterbacks that's probably going to go before number 25. The one thing, it's not a real unbelievably powerful edge rush class. So you're not going to have like 3 or 4 or 5 edge rushers, phenomenal edge rushers coming off the board in front of this and all of that. And, so, I mean, I don't know if O'Cyrus Torrence the guard from Florida, is going to wind up getting to the Giants at number 25. If he did, that would be freaking awesome. I mean, if we had O'Cyrus Torrence, Andrew Thomas, and Evan Neal, baby, now we're talking. You just, woo. The one thing I'm kind of interested to see, we got 11 picks. Do we really need 11 picks? Like I'm saying, like the Giants are picking 25, right? Say O'Cyrus Torrence, like say he gets up to like 18 or 19. Now pick number 20 is rolling around. Would that be something that Joe Shane would want to, pull the trigger on, jump up to number 20, trade away our first at the pick number 25 and whatever, maybe I don't know what it would take to go from 25 to 20. Would he pull the trigger on something like that to get a guy like that? I don't know. Be interested to see. But then at Valentine in round 2, he has us taking Dalton Kincaid, the tight end from Utah. He's like 6'5", right? I mean, now you got Bellinger, right? I mean, it's not an overnight process. This is going to take a couple years. The thing is each year you want the Giants to take a step forward. If they don't get the number one wide receiver this year, it's not the end of the world. Let's keep adding little pieces to the puzzle. You get a guard that's an upgrade. That's you're upgrading the offense. I mean, yeah, getting a number one wide receiver is going to upgrade the offense, absolutely. But getting a guard, especially with somebody with Torrance's ability, upgrade the offense. Then if you get Dalton Kincaid, right now you got Bellinger and Kincaid. Now you got two good, young, solid studs for tight ends, right? You just upgraded the offense, right? Then in the third round, Ed Valentine has the Giants taken A.T. Perry, wide receiver from Wake Forest, okay? So this is not a number one wide receiver by any stretch of the imagination, okay? But he's an upgrade. Right, he's another piece to the puzzle. Okay, if you got Wan'Dale Robinson, I guess here they take AT, but I don't know if we're going to wind up re-signing Saquon. But if we got Saquon back, you got Daniel Jones. Now you got two really good tight ends. You just beefed up your offensive line a little bit more. You're only like a piece or two away from the offensive line being really powerful, right? You just add another little piece to the puzzle as far as a wide receiver. Maybe next year you go out and maybe you can get that number one wide receiver, maybe in the free agency or in a mock draft or something like that. But you've upgraded. It's a process. It's not 2022. We went to the playoffs. In 2023, we're supposed to win the Super Bowl by 58 points. No, it's going to be a process, right? Each year you want to keep taking steps forward. Now, as I said, if this were to happen at Valentine's draft, I would love this. Absolutely love it. Okay, so that's Ed Valentine. Okay, then the next one I got, who is this? Is fan-sided? Now this one here, okay, is this the one? Okay. Now this one here, okay, fan-sided. All right, they have here. Let's see. That they have this, but this is like their second. They have a couple. This is like mock draft, like 2.0 or for 1.0. They had the Giants taking offensive guard O'Cyrus Torrance. Okay. Then they have another mock draft, which I think they just came out with and said SMU wideout Rashee Rice would be a great addition for the Giants in the first round in their latest mock draft. So first, fan side had the Giants like a week ago taking O'Cyrus Torrance. Now this week, they're changing their mind, okay, and we got Rashee Rice coming out, the wideout from SMU. I mean, it's like 1 week they got, 1 week the guy's taking one guy, another week the guy's taking another guy. I mean, then who we got after this? We got Bucky Brooks. Once again, very knowledgeable human being. All right, he does a phenomenal job. He's very smart, very intelligent. He has us taking. Who's he got us taking? He's got us taking the wide receiver, Zay Flowers from Boston College. All right, he has us taking a wide receiver. Same with fan-sided, but it's a different wide receiver. Right? They can't even figure out, what wide receivers want to take. I mean, there's in that area where the Giants are going to be picking. Okay, there's certainly, without question, there are. Several, wide receivers that could be available for the Giants at that spot. Just a lot of it's kind of almost like you don't know who. It's not like there's a Jamar Chase. Well, that dude's coming off the board first. That's there isn't that. You don't know exactly when they're going to start going. Once the first one goes, there might be a run on them. Like 3 out of the next 5 picks might be wide receivers. Oh, I got to get the wide receivers. I mean. They each have their own little flavor to them. There's no, unbelievable. Don't get me wrong. The ones that might go in the first round, like Njigba, he's special. Somebody's got Addison. This guy's really special talents, but it doesn't seem like there's like a number one, right? So a lot of them, they're kind of like, speculate which one might go here, who might want this one, who might want that one, right? But I said, Bucky Brooks says the Giants taking Zay Flowers from Boston College at number 25. Okay. Then the next one we got here. Who is this here? Yard Barker. Okay. This one, I wouldn't be bummed out about this. Yard Barker has the Giants taking Njigba. Jackson Smith and Njigba, the guy from Ohio State. All right. Now he looks like a special talent as well, too. All right? As I said, once again, the All-Same during the 2021 season, Njigba recorded 95 receptions for 1,606 receiving yards and 9 receiving touchdowns. This includes, obviously, the historic performance in the Rose Bowl. Made 15 receptions, 347 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I mean, holy crap. I mean, scary, right? Really, really scary, all right? So, I mean, so it's another draft. Then we got here, okay, we got Mel Kiper and Daniel Jeremiah actually kind of agreeing. They both have us taking Jordan Addison, the wide receiver from USC. So Daniel Jeremiah, phenomenal intelligence. Mel Kiper, he's the one that kind of like started, I don't know, maybe totally started it all off, but Mel Kiper's been around for however long, right? Since I guess the 80s. I mean, and then we got Bucky Brooks with Zay Flowers. Eric Edholm from NFL.com has us taking Quentin Johnson, the wide receiver from TCU. So we got 4 guys here. They all think we're going to take wide receivers, which is a quite possibility. Certainly quite possibility. I mean, tough to argue with that. But out of the 4 guys, they got us taking 3 different wide receivers, right? And then next week, they'll have us taking different wide receivers, right? And who we got after this? Is this Daniel Jeremiah? Is this the same one? Oh, yeah, Daniel Jeremiah. Okay, he has us taking Jordan Addison, the wide receiver from USC. Once again, I wouldn't be totally bummed out with that. Okay. Let's see. I know who else we got here. I mean, it just like bothers my brain. It's like you just go after. Everybody has a mock draft, and it's just amazing how many are pick different ones. Okay, now this one here. All right. Oh, the New York Post. Okay, I mean, everybody has a mock draft. Has just taken Hyatt, the wide receiver from Tennessee. Okay, I mean, might be hard to argue with this one, right? 6 foot, 185 pounds. So he's not really big. Okay, deep threat with 4.3 speed. Okay, you talk 4.3, you're talking deep threat. All right, which would be huge. Somebody to stretch the field, right? Stretch the field. Okay. Hyatt would replace free agent Darius Slayton. I mean, because Darius basically would be our deep threat. Okay, now do we want to pay Darius? I mean, I love Darius. I mean, it's you always hate to see a guy who's been with the Giants for 4 years. I can't stand when they leave. You know what I mean? I know guy drops balls. He's a great teammate. Is a hell of a heart and all that. And I would love to see the guy finish his career being a Giant, but unfortunately that's not the case. That's not the way things play out usually in the NFL. So you always hate to see guys go, right? Especially after the phenomenal rookie season Darius Slayton had. But Darius would be like our deep threat. Okay. Well, I mean, Jalen Hyatt from wide receiver from Tennessee. Okay. So this is what, the 4th or 5th different wide receiver that different people have us taken. Okay. As I said, I did see somebody have us taking an inside linebacker. That was a few days or so ago. All right. This is CBS Sports. Let's see, who's CBS Sports have us taken? They got it. Okay, with Njigba. Okay, all right, here we go. We got now. I mean, you get this. I mean, a lot of them can't even figure out who the top pick's going to be, right? I mean, CBS Sports has a trade. Okay, they got the Colts jumping up and trading with the Bears, which I'll tell you what. I mean, would be the smartest one. If the Colts are in love with one of these quarterbacks, Stroud, Young, Levis, right? One of those 3. I don't think Richardson. I don't think he's going to be a top threat. I think Richardson comes off the board. I think he would be the 4th one coming off the board, the quarterback from Florida. Guy's got all the freaking talent in the world. He's just very raw. You got to mold him. Maybe. I certainly don't think Dable is going to go for something like that. But I mean, that'd be something if the Giants were looking to do something like that. That Richardson would be a possibility. He might be the guy the Giants go after. But here at CBS, they got a trade. I said, it makes all the sense in the world for the Colts to trade up to number 1. That way they're going to get their quarterback. You give the Bears whatever they want, right? and they got to take a CJ Stroud. Then Bryce Young goes number 2 to the Texans. Okay. Then the Buccaneers, they traded up. Okay. And they're taking Will Levis. They need somebody now that Brady retired. Okay. So they got 1, 2, 3. You got 3 quarterbacks going right off the top of the board there, according to CBS. All right. Then you got, let's see here. What is this? Windy City? What the heck is this here? This is Bears. This is a Bears draft. Windy City. I found this here. Okay. They got Will Levis. They got the Colts trading up with the Bears. I mean, it seems like quite a few people have the Colts trading up, which makes a lot of sense. Then they got the Houston Texans taking Young. Okay. But here they got him taking Levis, right? So they came in, these 2 mock drafts, they came in, figure out what the top quarterback's going to be, right? Houston Texans taking Bryce Young. Arizona State takes the Arizona Cardinals. They stay put, okay, because they probably could trade and get out of there if they wanted to, but they take Will Anderson, the edge rusher from Alabama. All right. Then we got who is this here? Pro Football Network. Okay, they got the Bears staying put, okay, and taking Will Anderson Jr. Then Houston Texans take Bryce Young. All right. Then the Colts stay put at number 4, and Pro Football Now has them taking Richardson from Florida, right? And then they got, let's see, what else? Christ, they got Stroud going number 7. Where the frick is Levis going? Wow, they got Levis going number 15 to the Packers. They think, here the Pro Football Network thinks that the Levis is going to fall to number 15 to the Packers. Doesn't seem like they have any trades involved here. Okay. Then there's another draft here. Who is this? Tankathon. Okay. Tankathon's got, what do we got now here? Oh, they got the Bears taking Will Anderson. Okay. And then Bryce Young going number 2. And basically they didn't have any trades. Okay. All right. And then we got, let's see who we got here, mock draft here. Who is this here? This is, I don't know where I'm picking these players. Saturday Down South, SCC, out of mock draft. Bucky Brooks round 1 projections. Bucky Brooks. Okay. His round 1 projections features 14 SEC stars in round 1. Basically, half the draft, for half the first round, according to Bucky Brooks, are going to be SEC players, which I guess you can't really argue. Right? He has the Bears taking Will Anderson, number 1, staying put. All right. He seems like he might be kind of Jalen Carter, the defensive lineman from Georgia, who's phenomenal. He's apparently going number 3, according to them, according to Bucky Brooks, to the Cardinals. Bryce Young is going, he's pick number 2 going to the Texans. Levis, he has Levis going number 9 here. The other place had Levis going number 15 to the Packers, right? Who else we got here? Eric, NFL.com. Okay, he has the Giants taking Quentin Johnston, the TCU wide receiver. Okay, but who do we have? Who's he have here? Does he have any trades? No, he has the Giants taking. Oh, so he has them taking Jalen Carter. The Bears, right? The defensive tackle from Georgia, and then Anderson is going number 3. So there's like no consensus number. I mean, I would have to say, if anything, what I'm hearing is like Anderson is the number 1. As long as it's not a quarterback. Okay. If the Bears go number 1, they're not taking a quarterback. I'd be surprised if the Bears stayed at number 1. I mean, if I'm the Colts, I'm trading up and I'm getting my quarterback at number 1. Whoever it is, I'm trading up to number 1 with the Bears, going up 3 spots, going from 4 to 1. Okay. And whatever the quarterback is that I want, whether it's Young, Levis, or Stroud, or Richardson, right? I'm taking my quarterback. Right, that's the guy I'm taking. That's what I would do if I was a Colts. That would be the trade I would be doing, unless it's one of these other teams. Let's see, the Seahawks, no, Raiders, Falcons, Panthers. The Eagles don't need a quarterback, but I'm need be. I'm trading up. Heck, if I'm the Houston Texans, I might even consider trading up with the Bears. But We'll see. But, it's like all of these mock drafts, right? They all have different guys going number one. There's like no consensus number one. Okay. Obviously, in the same thing, what I was talking about before is you don't even know if there's going to be any trades. Now, as I said, I would be totally shocked, 100% shocked. Okay. If there weren't any trades, especially with the Bears. I mean, without question. I mean, I would be, there we go. I would be really shocked. I mean, if somebody didn't trade up with the Bears to get one of those quarterbacks, a lot of it's going to obviously, we're going to have the combine, maybe the pro days. I'm not sure. We don't know which one of those or all those quarterbacks going to be at the combine. Or are they going to be like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to look like a jackass in front of I want my own place, my own wide receivers, my own coaches coaching me up, telling me what to do. Blah, 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 blah. I want comfort. I want to be comfortable. I want to look good, right? I mean, obviously the best thing to do, right, is that, you want to bet on yourself. You get some cojones to you, right? You go, I'm going to the combine. I'm kicking ass. It don't matter where I'm at. Give me a freaking football. Have somebody run a route. We're hitting them. I don't give a shit who it is. That's how we're rolling. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, that's not the way it is a lot. Because you look a little one way or a little one the other way. Some of those coaches are kind of like, ooh, you slip from number one to number two. You slip from number one quarterback to number three quarterback or something. But, it's the adversity that a lot of these guys don't seem to grasp. I mean, that's what coaches, your quarterback in the NFL, 99.9% of your time is adversity. What are you going to do to overcome it? I mean, if you want comfort, I want to be at my own place, throwing to my own wide receivers with my own coaches, throwing my own footballs, doing it. That's what I want. That's not a lot of adversity. Okay. Go to the combine. That's adversity. Right. So interesting to see, who's going to go to the combine and who's not, who's going to have their own pro days and who's not and all that stuff and everything. But they don't even know who the top quarterback's going to be off the board. So I wouldn't, honestly, don't get too caught up on Mel Kiper's mock draft 3.0, or a couple weeks will be 75.0 and then 76. Don't pay any attention to any of that stuff. They know a lot, but they don't know what's going in those war rooms. They don't know what trades are going to go on. They don't know what this, with that. I mean, and the chances of them picking all 32 picks in the first round is so remote. That's never going to happen. Right. And then by the time they get to number 25 with the Giants, right? I mean, the Giants may not even stay put. The Giants could trade out of the first round. You don't know. Somebody might want to jump up with the Giants. You don't know. And trade with the Giants. The Giants get a couple more picks, right? A couple more bites at the apple. So you don't know. The Giants could trade up. The Giants could trade up from 25 to 20 to grab a wide receiver they really like. You don't know. We got 11 picks. We got a lot of things going on. I don't know what Shane's going to do. Is Shane going to jump up, maybe trade a couple of those picks for a higher draft pick? You don't know. So don't get too tightly wound up about, Mel Kiper's newest mock draft's coming. I got to check it out. What's he got the Giants? Don't, you know what I mean? And I said, everybody and their grandma has a mock draft. And by usually the time they get to number 25, guess what? They're wrong. 99.9% of those people with mock drafts know more than I do. They do. They always will. And I'm never going to argue that point. But by the time they come to number 25, right, usually a lot of times they're wrong. So don't get too, just enjoy the process. When the draft comes, you got just some speculations and you got some excitement and all. But 25 is that's 24 guys off the board before the Giants get the draft. So, I mean, a lot of these wide receivers may not even be there. One wide receiver goes at number 15. Guess what? 5 of the next 6 picks could be wide receivers. And by the time the Giants get the pick at number 25, there could be 5 or 6 wide receivers off the board and be like, oh, yeah, no, we don't want this next wide receiver. He's a day 2 pick. Who else can we pick? You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Just enjoy the process, but don't get too tangled up with all these mock drafts and everything like that. Right. Well, guys, it's been 34, getting close to 35 minutes. Anybody spent any time watching me? Once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. That means the world to me. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Or if anybody spends any time, once again, watching and replay this, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys rock. And as always, guys, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!